Welcome back again to Real Talk with your girl Natoya Perkins. So today our topic is going to be love and relationship. Before I continue, I want you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the box, and go ahead and share it with your friends so they can join in with the romance today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Real Talk with Natoya Perkins. My. Love and relationships with the calls. You have to watch episode 1 in order to follow up with episode 2. So stop this video, go and watch episode 1, subscribe, and come back to watch episode 2.
You see that?
Welcome back to Real Talk with your girl Natoya Perkins. We have with us the Coles, and they are sharing their love story on the topic today for this segment, love and relationship. So, Mrs. Cole, you were saying something before we take a break. Go ahead, because I really want to hear that part. Because I'm sure a lot of persons who is going into marriage is thinking the same as a female, and the male thinking the same. So let's put it out there.
As you rightfully say, when a female knows, she just knows. Remember, I told you that I told him that I like him, right? And he said what? It wouldn't work. But here we are we developed a friendship.
Yes.
Now we started to courting and everything. Now, what female want to sit and wait another 20 years for us to be together?
Yes.
And the reasons that I got did not make sense. Not in my head, not in my book, not with God on my side. So I remember I said to him, listen, this is it. I've put up with a lot of stuff and I will not put up with this anymore. We're done. We're done. So I don't talk to him for one whole week. And I remember he showed up at my workplace because he has a lot. He tends to do that sometimes. Just pop up. Just pop up. I don't know what he expects, but him just pop up. I heard my coworker say, Oral is here. Because they all fuss with me. They fuss with me. And we walked from Barbican because remember I wasn't talking to him. So I said, let me walk. So we walked from Barbican to Halfway Tree. Right, at Rapid True Value. Yeah. And right there, that's how far we walked and had our conversation. It didn't seem like a long journey. And all of a sudden, I see this young man asked me for my slippers right in front of True Value, big in front of True Value. Asked me to marry to him. No, me tell myself, I me not believe him, because me just argue with you, me just tell it.
Done. Wait there. So you said him say ask you for your slippers. What's the significance of that?
The significance is never want him pants dirty. That's what I think.
No, Mr. Oral, you're sample. And you take off the slippers and give him, not knowing what he was going to do.
No, but I trust him, so whatever it is, it must have been needed. Yeah. So if me did ever know it's still
It was really to see whether or not she would be obedient, and yes, she was obedient.
Was that really it, Mr. Oral? Was that really it?
It was really to see
whether or not she was. Still I get chance, yeah? Still I get chance.
And yes, she was obedient. She did, even though she was reluctant at first.
Yes.
Because she was obedient, and is when I took the slippers from her and put it on the ground, and she saw me kneel on one knee. She was like, "What she doing?" What anybody want to do? Like I'm doing. Right. So after I kneel down and made my proposal to her, she practically started to cry because she was in denial, one, and she was actually shocked at what I had done.
Mm-hmm.
And I made her a promissory note. I said, I don't have the ring right now.
Like, come without, hold on. Let's get into this. Because we have people out there are going to see this. Because some woman there say, you're not even having, boy, move from that. So you come our workplace without the ring, walk out for how much miles.
Yeah, without the
From
talk.
Barbican.
Yeah, man, without the
Take off
talk.
our shoes, kneel down and say, no.
Yeah, man, without the talk of the issue, because you have to settle your mind. I remember I was saying to you that once you're within the company of the persons, everything is just goes. So you don't really have, concern yourself about security and all of that stuff. You just make sure so you enjoy the time that you're with the person and the time that you're with the person. And when I made the proposal, she was like, so
Me not believe.
me not
believe.
So listen,
That's exactly what I was going to ask her. What was your reaction and feeling at that time?
So I said, don't worry yourself.
I did not believe.
Don't worry yourself. Everything is gonna work out exactly how it's supposed to work out.
Oh Lord, let me tell you, it is like hearing you two right now it confirms a male, because if you have read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, is like the mind. Because a woman would be saying, we just don't argue. But if you come with the lovey-dovey now, we don't accept it right now.
Break up too.
Plus, you not come with no ring, and you think me must believe. You say you believe it, or you're just doing it
To keep me.
to keep you. That's what you say. A woman, that's how we think you.
I needed to find out whether or not she was obedient.
Right.
And she has this bare obedience where our relationship is found. Even though we are not in a male-dominated relationship,
Right.
she does give me the opportunity to lead along with her.
So how does she do that? How does she give you the opportunity to lead? Share.
So in the sense of our beliefs, the man is the head of the house, he's a priest, and anything else comes after is between him and his wife. In my sense, I am the one who tends to make sure that we have finances, make sure that everything else go according to how it's supposed to, where the household, carrying things for the house and making sure that she's okay. But in truth and in fact, our relationship is built on both of us.
Teamwork.
It really requires both persons to be, putting in the work for this to actually keep, going. She can tell you, I am not the person who likes to go out and all of those stuff. She's more like the adventurous person. But because of her lifestyle that she prefers, I do my best to make sure that she's comfortable and she will enjoy her life as well. She would like to enjoy her life.
Yeah, we're going to come to those questions later. So I don't want you to get too much into that, but we're going to ask some questions about that. Let's just jump right into another question I want to put to you guys. So you guys were together and you enjoy, you go to your Devanos and he comes to your workplace and famous.
No, sometimes we're going to eat ice cream.
We're not going to eat ice cream just because you want to be in the presence. So sometimes for a female and a male, it don't have to be about money. It don't have to be about things, or giving something. It's just being there in the moment, enjoying the moment, not thinking about that. So I get that. Now, all these lovely, wonderful things that we are hearing. But you weren't a Christian. You were an altar boy in the church. And then you two come together. What were other people saying? So, where we would call an equally yoked.
By that time I got baptized. Before we started, I got baptized. I remember sharing my decision and my thoughts with him as a friend. And he said to me, this is something that I really admire about him. Whenever you go to him about certain things, he said, make sure you think it through both body, mind, soul, and make sure it connect with the spirit. And I remember sharing with him that I was going to baptize.
Right.
I remember thinking about it long and hard, and I got my confirmation. So I was a YouT baptism at my church, at another church really, and I went and I did the same branch, but different church. Everybody knew everything about him, but not about me. So I don't think persons took it well. That it wasn't. I think you can tell that word.
Yeah, it's emotional, I guess. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Oral.
There are times when changes come in your life, but the changes affect others that are outside of your life, are not necessarily attached to your life. And I think that change, when I did announce that we'll be getting married and so forth, didn't go well with everybody in our church. Some person needed divine intervention where that was concerned. But people know who I am. My family members know who I am. When I make a decision, I make a decision. And, you know, if I am making a decision, I have to get confirmation from my God or my creator before I can do such. Right. And if I got that confirmation, even though you did not get that confirmation, you would need to convince me to the point that God come back to me to say, this would not be the case, yes. Right? And that wasn't the case. People were more concerned about her life before Christmas. And I think that was one of the things that person were more focusing on, but not seeing what God was doing within her at the time. Yes. It has to do with the two persons that makes a decision where a union is concerned.
I remember, like, I think it was 1 week after you proposed, or a week, I went to church, and just by walking outside of church, this wasn't announced yet or anything, you know. I don't think it was. And someone, a church sister of ours, said to me, "You see the wedding the way you plan, you better cancel it, you better cancel it." I broke down because remember, I'm just now convert.
New convert, right.
In the spirit. So I didn't know how to denounce these stuff from myself and so forth. Right. But then on the other hand, there were some spiritual mothers that were there that saw what was happening within the spirit.
Right.
And said, now is the time that I have to get some crocodile back.
Yeah.
And they prayed for me. Saying that it was an easy road after that prayer, but I was now standing because he was standing with me too.
Right.
My side. And it doesn't matter what anybody had said. I don't think they could have changed his mind, because I even went to the point where I was saying to him, you know, since that everybody not pleased, and again, I'm a people pleaser. Right. I said, seeing that everybody not pleased, let's just forget about this.
It, right.
Just remain friend. You tell me if I said that.
At that time him start.
As pastor, our pastor was someone that where young people are concerned, he likes to see the growth. He likes us to be ahead of the storm, as he would greatly say. So before we get burned, he likes us to stay ahead of the storm.
Yeah. I know. But that's very good. I like that you stood up as the man of the house, and now you represent that. Those who are out there wanting to get married, and if you are married, this is when you can say, why, when the scripture tells you that the woman must respect her husband, and the man must love his wife as Christ loved the church. So with the man loving you, that intensity that he got the word from God, and you know was automatically ready to be respectful and also to be in his presence and allow him to lead. So if you are there and you want to get married and you are married already, allow the man to lead when he gives you that fulfillment of the Holy Spirit within him, and he portrays that I am a man of God.
Mm-hmm.
But some women and some men, let me tell you, some men, if you are not showing leadership qualities and if you're not putting yourself out there, the woman is going to, you know, and I want you to speak on that, Mr. Colt. As a man, just share with us what can happen.
It affects the entire relationship where your union is concerned. The Lord requires us as males to stand in a relationship because the man understanding is totally different from the female. She will tell you this. She don't like the fact that I am stubborn because that's a female understanding. But to be stubborn is not necessarily a bad thing if you are stubborn for the right thing. And being stubborn for the right thing is that God is saying something to you and he's directing you in a way that he requires you to go. Now, when you do not please God, no matter how good you are, right? You cannot please your relationship, your union cannot be pleased. Because God himself is going to create issues within your union that the female is going to take the role of the man, which is you supposed to be taking that role because he can't get you to go the route that he wants you to go. Mm-hmm. And if you're not going there, he's going to take the female down that road. And when you say the female is doing what you're supposed to be doing, you become incomplete.
Right.
Because the female is an helpmate to you. And at the same point, you're supposed to be emulating Christ to her so that she can understand the closer you are where God is concerned, which is the man, is the closer she is in the relationship where you are concerned. So as a priest, as head of the house, you are expected to make sure that whatever God says to you, you fulfill it, even at the expense of your wife's not being pleased with the decision that God, or the direction that God is carrying you. Right. The reason for that is simply put, he already knows the plans that he has for you.
Jeremiah 29.
Not be able to see it, he already knows exactly what your end shall be. So the more you follow after Christ, the more likely will you be much more happy in your relationship, much more fulfilled in your relationship. And that fulfillment will be passed on to your wife, and your wife would be able to live a happy and prosperous life.
Keep smiling.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe. I don't even know what to say. You, Mr. Oral, I see what your wife saw in you when she saw you that day and say, like you. When we come back, we will be talking more on the Cole's love stories. It was a pleasure, Mr. and Mrs. Cole, to have you. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure everybody who is going to be watching this is going to be learning a lot. So that's a wrap, guys, and thanks for joining. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to my channel right down there. Yes, click that button. And I want you to like this video, share it with a friend, share it with somebody who you know is married, who you think is about to get married, or somebody who is aspiring to be married. Listen, leave a comment in the chat box, and we'll see you next time on Real Talk with your girl Natoya Perkins.